More great news. Britain has just been ranked the second most miserable nation on earth, beaten into second place by Uzbekistan. That's right, we can't even win at being miserable. We're officially more miserable than Iraq, Yemen, Bangladesh, Guatemala, and even Ukraine. Apparently, living in a brutal war zone being bombed into rubble is preferable in terms of mental well-being than living in Britain. Sounds legit, doesn't it? This is all according to research carried out by Sapien Labs, some dodgy US non-profit organisation that surveyed 500,000 people in 71 countries. I mean, I'm sure we should all be taking it terribly seriously. To be fair, it doesn't seem that far-fetched, does it? There's a lot of miserable people about in this country. It's our natural state, isn't it? It's our default setting. It's just part of being British. Whenever you meet someone who's relentlessly perky and upbeat, you assume they're having some sort of mental breakdown, or it's the long-standing consequence of some old head injury that they've suffered. Unless you're a breakfast radio DJ, being perky and upbeat is pretty much unacceptable in Britain. And we've every right to be miserable. First and foremost, the weather is atrocious, isn't it? We get 3 or 4 months of sunshine every year if we're lucky, which entirely transforms the mood of the nation every time. Suddenly everyone's more relaxed, less angry, less stressed, more sociable, more optimistic, cheerier, just a bit nicer. And then we get a minimum of 8 months of darkness, greyness, dampness, wind, rain, sleet, resentment and despair. And there's absolutely no way around that. There's a reason people talk about the weather all the time in this country, and that's because its changeable and grotty nature dictates our quality of life. Now, on top of that, we've got brutal taxation, a government of nation-hating globalist shills, a radicalised young generation of entitled, indoctrinated middle-class anarcho-communist students, mostly female if we're honest, who want to slash up priceless art in pro-Palestine protests or superglue themselves to a busy A-road out of concern about climate change, out of control net immigration figures which have made our public service entirely dysfunctional to the point of collapse and made decent affordable housing a distant dream for most people under 40. Workplaces across the country poisoned by the cult of DEI, workers demotivated by a lack of meritocracy, and a professional hierarchy based on perceived victimhood. And to top it all off, a legacy mainstream media peddling flagrant lies, pandering to their corporate sponsors, and at the same time outrageously appointing themselves custodians of truth, accusing everyone else of the very misinformation and disinformation that has become their stock in trade. And if you really want to see how bad everything's got, you can just take a stroll through any town centre and see all the boarded up shops interspersed with chicken shops and Turkish barbers which don't do any actual trade but are great for laundering drug money, and try to wind a path between all the urine-drenched sleeping bags of homeless crack addicts, and you'll start to wonder how we didn't take first place in the Misery Awards. Can it really be worse in Uzbekistan than it is here? Or is it just another lie we've been sold? Please do like and subscribe, and support me on Patreon for exclusive content every week. New live stand updates in Southampton, Southend, NUNEATON, Eden and KEGWORTH. Ticket links beneath this video. Thanks for watching.